So in summary, identify your market, figure out how best to solve the problem, then make sure you've got a technology that solves that problem, develop your business strategy, and do your startup. Those, in my opinion, is the process and the direction to move. We started Entromedics. We've had about $180 million invested. Took us almost 10 years now, and we have OUS revenue. We started out looking at metabolic disease, obesity, diabetes, and hypertension. Huge problem. By 2015, there'll be approximately 220 million type 2 diabetics or people with metabolic disease worldwide. So we concentrated on the nerve that controls hunger, appetite, glucose metabolism, blood pressure, and moved that and tried to develop a technology that targeted that system. That technology was V-block therapy, where we actually turn that nerve off intermittently. You can't turn nerves off all the time, or the body figures out a way around it. It's implanted in a brief outpatient surgical procedure. Patient goes home the same day. And it's a next-generation neuroscience-based solution that solves the patient's problem. People develop overweight and diabetes because either they're hungry all the time or they never feel full. The vagus controls both of those, so that's what we targeted. And now we're launching in the areas that have the little blue teardrops, and continuing to move forward in the United States as we're doing our pivotal trial. So the right way to move forward is a success-focused startup team, a true market-driven system, a focused product that will lead you to a reduced risk profile, optimal opportunity development, and a maximized probability of success. And with that, I thank you for your time.
Thank you very much, Mark. A tough job to sort of pack all of that in half an hour. You did a great job. Thank you very much. Any questions for Dr. Knudson? There are obviously different variations from one country to another. Do you think the same sort of principles that you laid out is true for Canada as it is for the United States, as in Europe or Australia, or the dynamics are a bit different, and so you should be more sensitive to the conditions in which you are currently finding yourself, or will be dealing with such a global economy now that you really need to be looking at the bigger picture?
Yeah, I think that the process is the same, whether you're in the U.S. or in Canada or in Australia. I think the only advantage that you have in Canada or Australia or Europe possibly is that the regulatory hurdle to get to doing your clinical feasibility testing, the first studies that you do to show that you can do it, your first in humans, can be a lot more efficiently, quickly, and safely done in Canada, Europe, and Australia than it can be in the United States. So I think you have a huge advantage here because of that, and because of a system that's been set up here in the way that CSII is set up to essentially have that kind of collaboration between an institution, inventors, and the government.
Dora?
What do you think about a conflict that I have heard about quite a lot between the inventors who try to manage their own companies through the entire process, the conflict between them and real needs of management?
That can be a very big problem, and it is something that inventors have to really understand. I think you can probably count on one hand the number of people who are pure technology inventors who are actually able to bring a company forward to success. And so you need, if you want to try to stay with the company the whole time, be sure to surround yourself with people that know a whole lot more than you do about marketing, about sales, about finance, about how to manage a business. And at some point, you're going to have to get somebody in there that knows high level corporate management, and and be comfortable with that. Be upfront about it, and be happy assuming the role of Chief Technology Officer. That's a much better role for the inventor than to try to do everything. And especially if you take that as your role, then you're part of building the enterprise. If you have to get forced out, and it does happen, then a lot of times you're no longer part of what you started, and that can be very painful. So yes, it can happen a lot, Doran, and that's a very good observation.
Thank you very much, Mark. That was a fantastic presentation. It was really good.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you.